President Roosevelt is the
God, all right. So, well, welcome to today's show, Martin. I'm so glad you could join me on this momentous occasion. And you're probably wondering, what is he talking about? And,
yes, what are you talking about?
Well, the momentous occasion is, as we always talk about, welcome to Stories from the Attic. My name is Greg Van Antwerp. I'm here with my co-host, Martin Blanco, and Martin has his own podcast. But, you know, Martin, your podcast has just been available to a limited number of listeners, the thousands that are on Spotify for podcasters, right?
Joe Rogan gets most of them up. I'm catching up, but he really is kind of dominating that space.
Well, as we both kind of figure out this whole incredibly universal process of trying to get to listeners who we know would like to listen to us and those who don't.
Mm-hmm. I know we want both. We want the people who want to and the people who don't want to and are hostile. We want both. We want both sets.
We want right. Well, you know, we're like Veruca Salt. We want it all.
Nice reference. Reference.
We'll come back to my favorite quote from that movie in a second, which of course is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 72, I think it was.
It's the 70s. Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
The good version.
The penultimate. You know, again, but that's that's the never mind. I want to say the edge of boomerness in me talking, but no, you know you. You're up to how many episodes now? You're up to 18?
22,
22
posted, yeah.
That's an accomplishment, and that's a lot of content to share with an audience. And what's most important is right, you deserve to get to as many people as possible, but to do that, we have to get on as many platforms.
Yes.
And, you know, it used to be that one vaudeville stage was enough for anybody. Because really, nobody knew who anybody was, but everybody in town would know who you were.
I know,
right?
And I remember when I was doing vaudeville with Lillian and Dorothy Gish.
Yes.
It was we loved. I'll tell you, we loved Philadelphia.
Right.
And we loved what theater was it there? The Bijou in Philly on Chestnut Street. That was wonderful.
Well,
you know, Boston was great. Struggled in New York, oddly enough.
I got to tell you, Martin, you don't look a day over 149.
Thank you.
But I understand that in honor of the Gish sisters, you named your podcast Gish, I Were a Prosciutto?
Almost.
No,
almost. I wish. Different consonant. I wish I were a prosciutto.
That's, yeah. Well, all right. And that is now...
Italian-American food porn. No, food celebration.
Well, you know...
family stories, life, recipes, traditions... laughs, good food.
The American vernacular is now such that anything that we like a lot of is porn, apparently. So everything is.
It's a porn. What do they call that? This is.
It's right. It's food porn.
It's scholarly porn.
It's scholarly porn, right? It's so you are now on new platforms.
I am on new platforms. Apparently, I'm on Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio.
And that's the great thing about, you know, again, while we're all wearing these movie studios on our hips, nobody has given us any knowledge about how to actually use these movie studios. So it's
very dangerous.
Well, it's kind of this hands-up process, right? It's kind of like you forge out and try and get to somewhere with the technology, and then you yell back to somebody and go, I got this far, and then you reach your hand down and pull somebody up, and then they go above you, and then they turn around and go, well, come on up.
Sure.
And I figured out this path, and if they can pull you up, obviously they haven't died from it,
right?
So you're not afraid to go a little bit further, and that's kind of where you and I are today, because I would not be doing my podcast if it weren't for you, for which I thank you very much. But
you're welcome, and I apologize to everyone. No. It's very kind of you. Well, let me thank you too for what you just said. Yeah, I need to thank my producer and engineer, Sal Basilone of Beacon Podcasting.
Great guy.
My co-host, Sandra Radosh. But Greg, today, out of nothing more than the kindness of your heart, took a bunch of time to go through the steps, and you hit the same bumps I did.
Right. Only
difference is every time I tried, I failed. You actually got over the hurdles. So that was very kind of you. Thank you.
You can't spell persistence, Martin, without pest.
Okay.
So that's what I am. I've like Tony Randall in The Odd
Felix the Pest.
That's right.
What were the grounds for your divorce that set a legal precedent in the state of New York?
Pestiness.
Correct.
Oh, man. But no, I really did tell. I should tell that to all the schools that used to come through my studio, and like, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? And it's obviously too young for you to decide. And I'm like, I said one thing. I said, don't be a jerk. But if you want something, be a pest.
That's a great delineation. Don't be a jerk, but be a pest.
Be a pest,
Yeah.
and always. And it's like it's just a shortened version of being present. I guess you can't spell pest without present without pest either. Is that true? I don't know. Work on that. But anyway,
if Stephen Sondheim was here, he'd know right away.
If
He wouldn't have to think
if Vanna
about it.
White was here, she'd probably be turning my letters over instead of up. But anyway,
Probably.
So, but anyway, so that's really one of the pieces of wisdom I've enjoyed kind of passing on, which is not to quit and to keep trying. And little victories are big victories, and or any movement forward is still movement, and that's all good.
Okay.
But we're not talking about movement. No. Today we're talking about drugs.
Okay.
We're going to talk about drugs for just a little bit.
Excellent.
Excellent, yes, drugs. Because the one thing that I managed to come across from time to time, and it's one of my favorite topics of my live presentations, and that is quackery. And really at a time when you could say people didn't look to go to school to become a quack. There was no degree in quackery.
No.
It's sort of it's just almost an epithet that was thrown on people who were selling specifics and what's that term? Snake oil.
Snake oil.
And
there is a whole story about how that came about, and a whole probably several podcasts, but I had heard one. It is worth listening to. Give a plug to this. It's called the podcast is Maintenance Phase, and they go through the history of snake oil, which, oddly enough, what I do remember of it was that there was a snake oil, that actually had legitimate medicinal purposes.
Really?
Yes, but the name got appended to all the quackery. But yeah, quackery is alive and well, sadly.
I love what folks near the equator did with that whole snake oil thing. They just said, snakes are too big. Let's go with a worm, and we'll put it in tequila. And really, so that in
Another
a way,
advancement.
Worm oil is quite good if you get the good stuff. But
I'll take your word on it.
I'm not promoting drinking or smoking.
So, but what did you find now? You found some authentic antique quackery.
I found oftentimes when you go to these estate sales, you're finding other people's collections. It's nice to find things in the wild, like in an old medicine cabinet, and that does happen. Or tucked away, you find an old medicinal bottle from an old apothecary or pharmacy, and it locks you to that community. So that's a lot of fun to do. But in this case, I found a box of cardboard boxes, which are really more or less. Well, they are meant to be medicines, but they're all based on roots. They're all based on things grown in the ground. I guess you could call that. What is the modality of medicine that they're certainly poo-pooing now, which is homeopathy. So anyway, what I found were these cardboard boxes, and go ahead, take one, Martin. And when I say take
I'm
one,
just going to take the. I'm not going to ingest.
Take the box,
okay.
right? And just pick one. And there's a great selection here. So what have you got there?
Okay, so I randomly picked out of this beautiful assortment of boxed goods here.
Yep.
Bacon's CKT, TEAT, a laxative composed of senna leaves and mandrake root. Oh my God, mandrake root. It's a great play by Machiavelli called La Mandragola, the mandrake root.
Or there's Kubrick's.
Combined with aromatic herbs. And this is for temporary constipation. Does this give you temporary constipation?
I was going to say, is it...
Because I'm regular, but I was like, it would be nice if I could...
Well, if you read a lot of the problems of people from the turn of the century, and I don't mean the last one, I mean the one before that, and that is sometimes people would like to have temporary constipation.
An herbal laxative for temporary constipation. It's good they mention temporary. You don't want to... If you are afflicted, you don't want to be on anything like this forever and ever.
You could have stopped at Bacon's, and I think anybody would have taken it.
Wouldn't it be great? Bacon, yes. Whatever it is, bacon. I don't care. Thank you. It's the bacon. So what does it say in the back? An herbal laxative, more details. Directions for preparing tea. Add a teaspoonful of tea to a cup of boiling water. Cover and let stand for at least 10 minutes. That's a heavy steep there. Strain and sweeten if desired. With experience, tea can be made stronger or weaker to suit the requirements of the user. Okay, well, directions for making a laxative syrup. Directions for use as an occasional laxative. All right, so you have some options here. CKT is also often found helpful in relieving headaches and upset stomach when caused by temporary constipation. So here's my 2 cents. I'm suspicious of mandrake root, but senna, maybe there's some things in here legitimately that can address constipation. But what we don't know, they don't really, do we know what the correct tinctures or mixtures might be? They're just making a claim here. Do we think any of these other things have any effect? And now the claim of also, this is the thing, with quackery, it doesn't solve one thing. Oh no, this cures many things or all things. Right. So once we go into, can also be used for headaches and upset stomach. Well, right. Yeah, maybe not.
That the cows will come home. Yeah. And the question I have though is, so of all these medicines that we're going to look at today, and just a couple more, but who did they test this on? Who were the
fair question?
Who
right?
were the test subjects? Was it like was the dad like working in the basement? And
the guy, the kids, the cat,
right? Yeah,
the neighbors, no one.
Yeah, right. Would you like this pie? I guess it worked.
Here's another fair question though too: who authenticates the ingredients? I mean, he's claiming there's all the stuff in it, and maybe it's sawdust. There is a patent mark, but that's just for the trademark.
That's right. Yeah. So don't steal the right.
But not for the. There's no telling what the hell's in there.
No.
We could open it up. It could be anthrax.
It could be. Right? Yeah. No. That's it. So I have in front of me something. It's kind of interesting because I thought this was this is actually a brand name, and it's called Anfra. And so you're not actually taking what the name of the thing is inside. You're just taking Anfra.
Okay.
And how do I know that? It's because on the top of the box it says Anfra Sales, New York, New York. Sole United States distributors of Anfra. And we're talking about Anflax, right? I guess Anthrax, it might be in here, right? But so the directions on this are Anfra is a palatable drink blended to suit the taste of the average person. Well, there you go.
Okay.
So that's I guess you get a bunch
For who?
of
the average
whatever.
Not you. You're a bit too interesting,
and you're too exceptional.
Right?
Way too exceptional.
You're so much of a dullard. This is just going to be wasted on you. But you people.
Is it just that of all the people they tested, the average one survived?
Maybe that's it.
So
that's right.
On average, you're likely to survive. So it says 1 bag to each cup with lemon or cream as desired.
Okay.
Which basically means it has no flavor, so you're going to have to add it yourself.
Provide your own flavor.
But and it's 16 bags in this box, and this has to be probably from the 20s, no later than the 30s. I mean, it could be even from the turn of the century, but it says 16 bags for $1. So I mean, I guess medicines even back then were just damn expensive.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I like the box. I love the artwork. Yeah. I love the print. I love the fonts. I mean, even on the bacons, I really get a kick out of looking at the design of these things, how they're put together.
Yeah, the fonts. Yeah, the color that shows, and this one actually has a sort of maybe a mountain scene, but it has what some of the mysterious ingredients might be inside, and that is looks like might be Edelweiss. It could be. Swamp root, I have no idea. But let's read this. The side, it says there's some kind of... It says Anfra contains... Oh, here we go. So here are the ingredients. It contains no salts. Oh.
Okay, so it's telling us what's not in it.
So it could be pepper.
Salts.
It contains it contains no salts, thyroid, or, dinitrophenol. So no dinitrophenol. I'm sorry. It is composed...
It's for the average person.
The average,
no dinitrophenol. The exceptional person is going to want dinitrophenol.
But I don't know what thyroid on its own. I don't know what thyroid is. I mean, it's like if you're missing your thyroid, you're not going to get it back by drinking this tea is what they're saying. So you're probably not going to stay around much longer. Anyway, it is composed...
At least they're honest about the candid. This will not grow a new thyroid.
Oh, wait a second. Maybe there is a hint as to what's in here. It is composed of the finest ingredients that nature has bestowed upon us. Oh.
Okay. Such as?
No.
It goes no further. Just further. Trust us. The finest ingredients.
And then yada, yada, yada. It says, when taken in conjunction with your reducing plan, this pleasant drink serves as an eliminant, There we go.
Oh, here we go. A little competition.
A little competition, yes.
For our friends at
right.
CKT.
That's a laxative, and this is, but we didn't want to call it a laxative because that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
An eliminant.
It's much more genteel.
So, right.
Yeah.
If you want someone out of your political party, you're not going to, you're not going to give the party a laxative. You're going to an eliminant, which could be a nice way of saying a very, strong roofie. And, you're basically an eliminant. An eliminant for fat-forming foods. It serves as an eliminant for fat-forming foods. I love the alliteration there.
Yeah.
Fat-forming foods would be the great name of a band. Mm-hmm. Its natural qualities are highly recommended. By whom?
By whom?
Yeah.
And what are these qualities? Who's recommending them? What are the finest ingredients? This is 100% pure quackery. It says nothing.
Right.
Empty marketing words. Sounds nice.
It delivers.
Means absolutely nothing. I mean, it could be delicious. No, they want you to add flavor.
No.
But God only knows what it is. And one would hope it will do no harm, but there's no guarantee.
It's a box of promises is what it is.
You have a couple of these, don't you?
Yeah, there's two, actually. So,
wow.
You know what?
So one for me and one for you.
You know what? We could sip some tea later and then race to the bathroom.
Kids, these right. The race. Do you have two? Do you have two here?
I have two toilets, right? Yep.
These make great stocking stuffers for the holidays. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Well, this will get the coal out of your stocking.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Yes.
There's a visual. So let's see. Why don't you try that one, Martin?
This one?
I mean, when I say try,
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Initial line, loose pressed.
Whoa.
Serpentaria root.
Whoa.
Contains 18%. I've got my contacts in, so 18% KSM USP standard 10%.
Serpentaria root, is that like just a fancy way of saying snake oil? Anyway,
maybe.
Serpentaria.
Net weight 1 ounce by the SB Pennick and Company Crude Drugs. New York, USA, Asheville, North Carolina, Chicago, Illinois, Jersey City, New Jersey. Quote, the initial source of supply. Like the color, like the fonts. It's an interesting logo.
Is that a price there on the side there?
49 out of 30. I don't price.
I'm so bad at fractions.
Synonym: Virginia or Texas snake root. Part used: rhizome and roots. Family: Australo. Hard for me to read with my contacts in. My bad. Habitat.
I think the idea was
southern United States.
Martin, I think the idea was that no one was supposed to read those.
There we go. Right off the bat.
If you'll feel fine with your best.
Caution. There's a warning here. Okay. To be used only on the prescription of a physician, dentist, or veterinarian, if used medicinally or internally. Okay, so now that's interesting. Physician, dentist, but this is like the early...
ivermectin?
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Anyone can prescribe
also
it.
Cures... This is going to get rid of COVID-19.
I'd like to see mortician listed there. Prevents death.
Flakes. This is leaking, by the way. Flakes are coming out on your high-tech equipment on this lovely... Apple, iMac,
you get to
whatever.
keep whatever falls on you, Martin. So when I say take it, really, literally, even physically.
I'm feeling better. Just breathing it in. I'm feeling, lighter on my feet, clearer of mind. That was interesting.
Okay. Well, you know what? Oh boy, this is going to be another one. I'm glad I don't have your contacts in.
Okay.
But this is simply wintergreen leaves. And I love how they put the Latin name for wintergreen leaves. It looks like it says, and now I need someone's contacts in. It looks like Gaultheria procubans, LIN, and it's number 303 from Park Davis. So
doesn't mean anything to me.
Big Pharma.
Okay, interesting.
So Big Pharma when they were Little
Pharma.
Little Pharma.
Back in the day.
Before. Oh, that's so cute.
They were built on
Little Pharma.
Built on wintergreen.
It's around wintergreen leaves. So its properties are a stimulant. It's aromatic and astringent. Well, used as an infusion in chronic mucus discharges. Ugh.
Okay.
Sputum. Anyway, as also
potato.
Right.
Sputatum, sputatum.
Right. Also as a carminative and emmenagogue. Wow.
I think emmenagogue, I'm guessing, makes you throw up. Maybe. But I'm just
it's a menagogue. So it's not an emmenagogue, meaning that there isn't some god named Emena.
Yeah.
But it's
Or is there?
Or is there? Right, I know. Or if I open the box, will he or she come out?
You will unleash the wrath of Emmenagogue.
Yes.
Run!
It could be a new Marvel character.
Emmenagogue.
Yes, that could be after. Yeah, right. So new evil force, Emmenagogue.
Yeah.
It's all these great big wintergreen leaves. But he's so mean, but he smells so nice.
He smells so refreshing.
Smells so refreshing, yes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have bad breath for an evil guy. That's kind of a benefit. Anyway, a dose is a dose. What would a dose be? Not just any old glass, but a wine glass full.
A wine glass full.
Right.
Can you be any more vague? Okay.
So
a wine glass full.
A wine glass, 60 cc's of an infusion, 1 ounce to the pint. I'm sorry. A pint of wine, apparently. So you take it with wine,
and basically you're drinking wine.
You're basically
whatever's happening is almost certainly coming from the wine.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. We have synonyms for wintergreen leaves. Of course, it's called mountain tea, deerberry. Oof, I've stepped on plenty of those.
Yeah.
Teaberry. Oh, that used to be good gum when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Boxberry. I don't want to do boxberries. I've cleaned out of a lot of scary boxes. Partridge berry. Oh my God! In a pear tree. Checkerberry. It's English. Oh, and we have different in German. It's Kanandeshar.
Right off the bat, I don't like it in German. I like
you'll
tea-berry.
You'll love it in German. If you
so.
Loved it in American, you'll love it in German.
No.
Part employed, the leaves, and family, Ericaceae, and habitat, Canada and the United States. So I love how it's a habitat. So it was pulled from its habitat. And now it's now it's in your
so
medicine
did they
cabinet.
cultivate or grow or harvest wild, this wintergreen, sell it to you, get you to mix it in a pint of wine, and they built a huge company off of
and
this.
that's
now
right.
They're Big Pharma.
Big Pharma. Yeah, well, you know what? Park Davis and Coca-Cola. I mean, really, it's all about leaves. Yeah. You know what? There's 20 more. I think we're going to have to make this part of another episode. But I promised at the beginning that I would give you my favorite quote from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, you did. You did promise that.
And Gene Wilder's is just prime Gene Wilder, as he is in every movie. But he has each way through his Chocolate Factory there, he has these lines he comes out with, these quotes, and I've always wanted to know where they kind of came from. Maybe you know this one; it's my favorite, and that is, "Where is folly bred? In the heart or in the head?" And I love that one so much. Martin, where is folly bred? In the heart or in the head? You know what?
Yeah.
It's probably at the Folly Bakery. That's what I was thinking. No, anyway. So, but no,
you know what? I'm going to go hard. That's probably his point.
That's probably right. Well, it's right. Where is right? So where is But I think that says everything about Willy Wonka. That his life is folly, and guessing where someone's folly comes from, the heart or the head, is what you're supposed to do. It's like, did you think that up, or did that just sort of like did something hit you in the back of the head? And that's where this stuff came out. Anyway, Martin, we're gonna close it up for today. Let's get into our glass elevator, and I'll show you the Van Antwerp estate.
Martin, it's all yours, Martin. It was always
don't
yours.
Don't press the red button, Martin.
Yeah.
I've never pressed that one before, and that's that.
Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
I think were we thinking of homeopathy? Was that what we were trying to think of before?
Yes, homeopathic medicine.
Listen, that's a separate episode. Don't even get me started on that. Homeopathic.
Well, you know what?
Drinking water. You're drinking water.
We'll do sound
with
cut.
sugar in it.
We'll do sound cuts to cut in earlier in the show. Homeopathy.
Colored water with sugar in it. Hopefully, that's all there is. It's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to help you.
Homeopath. Wherefore art thou, homeopath? All right, Martin. Let's go take some drugs, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Greg.
That was fun.
President Roosevelt is the